start using them more often myself. IB19 says, do you guys think the market dip another significant level? Well, why not? It's everything. Is this the end? Like, I don't know what sign there is of this being the end. So why couldn't it drop some more? Now you can take that one of two ways. You could say, oh, my stuff's going to be worth less now. And are you selling it? Do you care? Which maybe you are, and you do care. That's totally valid too. The other way to look at it is buying opportunity. Dips are in the game. You know what you signed up for, all those things. So could it drop at a significant level? Again, I haven't seen any signs of the market slowing down in the downwards direction. So yeah, it totally could. I don't think it's going to get much better for a while, especially with the stuff, the macro war stuff going on. That's not giving a lot of people faith in the economy globally. Shortages everywhere, trade war stuff. We got the markets, especially tech, just getting murdered because, hey, maybe they were overvalued for a while and it's time to recede a bit. Unfortunately, nobody wants that, but it's a cycle. Everything's in cycles. It's healthy. If it went up, way too much over a long period of time, it's going to be really, really bad. So, that's what you try to hope for: a short and small bear market, and then a reasonable bull markets. Those are the most healthy cycles, I think. But what do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with it's the answer in a question like that is always yes, it could dip more, and because once again I was thinking, okay, from 56 cents to around 10 cents, okay, seems to be holding for a little bit, but then yeah, I mean, I just watched the stream with Motley and Crypto Stylist, and the answer is yes, it always can dip, more and things like that. But then the other question you have to ask yourself is like, at what point so the dippage is because of more sell pressure than buying pressure, but at what point does the buy pressure outweigh some of the people that are selling? And then the other thing is too is when
things become too cheap, they tend to go back up.
Yeah. And it's tough, right? Because people, some of the largest wealth that they've ever had is wrapped up into crypto. And so, crypto can really show you that it goes to kind of with what some of the things that Peter Schiff has talked about with the Bitcoiners, where a lot of them didn't sell, or a lot of them just had what they thought were gains, but it was on paper, and so a bear market, or just not actually taking the possession of those gains, they can either go up or go down really quickly, depending on if you didn't actually take the profit, and if it continues to either go up or go down. And so I think a bear market kind of teaches people like, oh, was I over leveraged, or do I want a bag of fiat reserve where I can average in if it does go lower, which you always have to ask yourself that question, like, if it does go lower, then what do you do? And kind of maybe plan for that to happen more than say the upside,
Yeah, the only reason you should be nervous is if you put in more than you could afford to lose. If you're over leveraged, if you had expectations based on hopes and dreams. Again, we all have these high expectations for Pulse and HEX and crypto and everything else. But the only thing that gives you, like, what else is there? What else would give you anxiety unless you're missing the money? Or, I guess you could feel bad because you think it's going to zero, or you think you made a bad decision, or you bought at the wrong time, and things like that. But that's not, that's you got to be, you got to look on the bright side and just know that you have bought one of the best appreciating assets ever in existence. Dips are in the game. It goes up and down. It'll go up again. Knock on wood. If the world doesn't end, I don't know how it wouldn't. You got lots and lots of people that believe that sentiment. And back in September, October, I bet there's a lot of people looking at their HEX stakes thinking, look at those paper gains, baby, 50 cents. Oh my gosh, I'm so rich. Or, oh my gosh, I made such a good decision. Or at least the people who bought 50 cents were like, it hasn't went down yet. And then down. With everything else too. I mean, HEX, of course, it went up really, really fast. And maybe it wasn't sustainable. Apparently the market thought it wasn't. which is fine. But yeah, we're up, what, not even the third year yet. We're at year 2.5. Saying people are staking it for 15 years. People are locking up millions of dollars. There's billions of dollars locked up for 15 years, or a significant portion of years. And average stake length's what, 6.5 years, something like that.
Yep.
What else can give you faith that's going away? How many people in Terra Luna had stuff locked up for 15 years? How many people lock up Ethereum for 15 years? Or Bitcoin for 15 years? Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. That's the thing that gives me faith that's going to be around for a while. People are putting their money where their mouth is. And you can see it on the charts. How many people were staked, and you can see it on the number of whales, and you can see all these different signals with people who are making all the long-term stakes. They believe it's going to be around for a while.
Yeah, well, and like especially with I think a lot of people weren't super certain in the very beginning because you had so much FUD of hey, Richard Heart's a scammer, all these different things that you hear, recycled narratives. And then when you see, like you had mentioned, when you see that first mover's advantage kind of growing more and more people adopting it. And then when I personally had seen the Godwill do his first buy, it was like, okay, like, I had thought it was legitimate before then, but that kind of sealed the deal because, it showed that someone that had previous successful investing had also put, in a portion of that into things like HEX and continued to, buy in. It wasn't just one lump sum. I had seen them kind of accumulate a position. And, and you do have to ask yourself when you're doing any investment is developing a time horizon for how long you plan to invest it for. Because if you just put in the money and then don't have any plan on when you want to take profit or what you want to do with those things, then you kind of have a half-baked plan. So I think things like bear markets kind of teach people that, hey, maybe if you didn't have a plan before, maybe it's time to develop a plan if this happens or if that happens. So it kind of allows people to be more, detailed.